this research program will allow us for the very first time to understand how genetics will influence CF. And why that's interesting is that although we all know that CFTR mutations are what causes CF, in fact, the contribution of CFTR is relatively small, and the contribution of lots of other unknown genes is very big. And so the big unknown in CF is what these other genes are and how having variations in these other genes can influence how your lungs work, what complications you get, whether you're going to catch Pseudomonas or not, and whether you're going to respond to modulators. And so this whole scheme and project is going to be very exciting because for the first time we'll be able to use the genetic material in conjunction with the registry data to start making predictions about which genetic variants are associated with which conditions and hopefully predict which individuals will best respond to which drugs.
I've got CF and I had a brother who had CF. We both had the same mother and father, and we both had the same genes.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he passed away when he was 16. Would that help to answer those sort of questions?
So, Martin, that's exactly one of the major questions that we want to ask is why people with the same CF mutations have very different trajectories and risks of disease. It turns out that about 70% of the genetic susceptibility to lung disease is to do with genes that are unknown and nothing to do with CFTR. So by understanding these modulator genes, we may be able to predict where people are likely to go or which treatments they'll need. But hopefully it's going to reveal a lot of really interesting biology about novel additional treatments or pathways that we can target with drugs.
What is the driver for people with CF to take part in this?
Well, I think we are very fortunate to be living through an age where there are some transformational drugs available for CF. But that work is only just starting. And our expectation is that through endeavours such as this one, we will be able to get a stepwise improvement in our understanding of how CF causes the diseases that it causes.
Why are you so keen to see this BioResource take shape?
I think this is the remaining Everest for CF research. The opportunity to really deliver a step change in our understanding of CF and provide an enormous resource to the whole CF research community, which will have tangible results for individuals with CF, is very exciting. I think this is kind of like the moonshot for CF now in the post-modulator era. This is the big thing, and really excited to be involved. Really can't wait to get started.
I think it's a fantastic opportunity. It's fantastic for the CF community, for UK as a venue for research. And if we have this information about patients' genetics, so we can select patients more specifically for studies, then it's a very, very powerful tool, and it's something that isn't available elsewhere. It is the next big thing for us to do, to understand about why CF is as it is, why it is so different in different patients, and then hopefully how we can improve outcomes in the future. The idea of what happens to people as they get older with CF is something that is relatively unknown, actually, and it's something we're learning about all the time. But having this resource will help us understand about other complications that might develop over time, as well as all the ones we know about already, things like CF liver disease and different infections that affect different people very differently.